up, everybody? My name is Susan Quigley, and I will be giving my speech on demonstrating on how to make brioche. Now, first of all, the recipe that I have is Chef Mark at Joliet Junior College. He is the bake chef there. This recipe is his, so no copyright of any kind. Now, the brioche recipe that he has is about 5 pounds of bread flour, 1 1/3 ounce of yeast, with 2 pounds of eggs, 16 ounces of milk, 8 ounces of sugar, 1 1/2 ounces of salt, and 3 pounds of butter. That's the recipe you can use. Now, before any of that, first things first, hair has to be restrained. Long hair doesn't matter, has to be restrained now. However, if your hair is about this short, you don't have to restrain it. Just have like a hat or something to cover it. Make sure you have a clean kitchen, closed-toe shoes, none flappy clothes of any kind. You need to make sure you have the proper equipment and the proper clothing. Now, for the recipe, you need to mix the yeast and the flour together. So just basically to agitate the yeast a little bit. Now, you need to add everything else, which would include the eggs, milk, sugar, and salt. You would put that together. Now, however, I do not have a KitchenAid, so I had to use my own hands. You would have to mix that together you would have to knead that for about 4 minutes. Make like almost like a wave of motion, a little bit, pressing down and folding. And then you would have to incorporate the butter to make this kind of dough. Oops. Make this kind of dough. Now, it's going to feel soft, a little bit sticky, which that's the perfect kind of dough you can use. Now, however, if you do have a KitchenAid, you would have to use the dough hook and let that go for about 4 minutes on medium. And then you would have to when you incorporate the butter, you let that go for about 15 minutes. And then, when you're done, you want to make like a gluten window, which basically, you take a piece of dough, you stretch it as thin as you possibly can so you can see clear. Now, however, the gluten did not develop yet, which means I have to knead it a little bit more, which is fine. Now, after you're finished kneading it, which I'm just going to knead it in the bowl, after you finish kneading it a little bit more, we're going to let it sit and rise. Now, the reason that we let it rise is so that we can get that very fluffy bun that we like. It's basically that whole melting in your mouth, but it's like a fluffy cloud. I guess we'll call it that. Anyway, we're gonna need to let that double in size, and then that's gonna take that usually takes all night, which we don't have the time for. Now, when it's done doubling in size, now it's time to portion it. But first, always keep it covered. If you don't keep it covered, it's going to develop that very crunchy skin on the top. You're going to have a very crunchy bun. Not the golden brown crust that you want, but a very tasty in your mouth, and no one likes that. Now, you can do it dinner rolls, which would be about 1 ounce sizes, which would come about this big. And you can experiment with any kind of jam, jelly, or butter that you create, which is fine. And something else, my personal favorite, you can do it 3 1/2 ounces to 4 ounces to make like a nice hamburger bun, which is actually what we use at the Joliet Junior College new restaurant. That's how we make our that's what we used to make our house burgers and our bacon burgers. Yum. Now, after that, you make sure your oven is preheated to 375. It's not gonna work. And you want to let that go for about a good 5 minutes or so. Usually it takes about 10 to 15. But before you throw that in, you need to cover it with an egg wash, which is basically scrambled eggs. Well, way to make scrambled eggs, we don't actually make scrambled eggs, and water. Now, you don't want to do too much. If you do too much, you're going to be tasting egg and bread. Well, watered down scrambled eggs and bread, and that's disgusting. It's just basically to help it give it that shine that you see in stores and supermarkets and just about anything you could think of. Oh yeah. Now, another fun thing you can use for it is you can make it into loaf pans. You can make it into loaf pans and make it look like Hawaiian bread. You can add like sugar. basically brioche bread, you can add anything you want to it. It's a good base to add like nuts and berries to it. You can make a sweet bread. You can do anything you want with it. You can do your own thing with it. It's the best part of it. So basically at the end, brioche is going to be about this big, golden brown, beautiful, and when you break it open, it's going to look yellow. It's going to look fluffy. Best part ever. And that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoy it.